And now I have an in booth, literally sitting right next to me, request from the very own Paul Spiata, asking for a song that has the number one in it for our theme today. If you're not a member of the Muckdogs fan page, please go to Facebook and become a member. Then you too can follow the Muckdogs and everything that they're doing this season, as well as make requests for the game. Here is something from Greece. This is You're the One That I Want.
Good afternoon, Doubledays faithful. We are here in Batavia for game one of a first of four game little mini series between the Batavia Muckdogs and your Auburn Doubledays. It's a cold one out here. It's just a little over 65 degrees, a little bit of rain, a little drizzle in the forecast, but it looks like we are set for baseball. Trevor Curl up here inside the Wayne H. Fuller booth here in Batavia at Dwyer Stadium as we'll get you ready and set up for this ball game between the Batavia Muckdogs and the Auburn Doubledays. Well, first let's take a look at the starting lineups. First for the visiting Doubledays, as announced by manager Ben Julian. Leading things off will be the shortstop Harrison Campy batting second. The right fielder Tommy Roldan batting third. Will be the first baseman Hazel Martinez batting fourth. Will be the center fielder Christian Bauman batting fifth. Will be the extra hitter tonight Garrett Prosper batting sixth. Will be the catcher Benji Reese batting seventh. Will be the left fielder Christian Malillo batting eighth. Will be the designated hitter Hal Walker Jr. batting ninth. Will be the third baseman tonight Michael Woolley, and rounding off the order batting 10th will be the second baseman Riley Brody. And taking on the flip side, let's take a look here at the Batavia Muckdogs starting lineup as announced by manager Joey Martinez. Rashad Robinson will lead things off. He'll be in left. Kyle Hetherington, he'll be out in right. Anthony Calabro will be in center. Henry Daniels will be over at first base. Adam Agressi, he'll be doing the DHing tonight. Giuseppe Arcuri, he'll be at third base. Trey Bacon will be the extra hitter. Galvin Sims will be the second baseman. Zach Kasperowitz will be the catcher tonight. And rounding off the order batting 10th, Caleb Rodriguez will be over at short. Well, in this one, it's been an interesting start to the season so far for the Doubledays, and rather than Muckdogs as well. Both teams are following the same fate when it comes to Mother Nature. A lot of smoke in the area. Last week, halted the first game of the season between these two ball clubs, and then off to the rain it came. And all dumped down at once. We're supposed to play the Muckdogs back here on Monday, and then at home on Wednesday. Those games were postponed and rained out, so we're making a couple of those up this weekend here on Friday and Saturday. 2 games tonight here on a doubleheader, and then we're back off to Falcon Park for a doubleheader at home. Fireworks night. Be there at 5 o'clock for game one and 7 o'clock, or roughly 30 minutes after game one for game two. We'll take a quick break up here in the booth. We've got baseball coming up next here from Dwyer Stadium in Batavia. It is the Muckdogs versus the Doubledays next on the Doubledays Sports Network.
that was some Neil Diamond and Solitary Man. Sticking with the theme of number 1. And this last request before the start of the game goes out to our owner's wife Nellie, who requested some sticks and Renegade.
And back here at Dwyer Stadium, lineup cards being exchanged at home plates by both managers. And let's take a look at the starting pitching for tonight's ball game for Game 1. First for the Doubledays, Jack Conley, back up on the mound from Hiram College. And he earned himself the Pitcher of the Week honors in the West Division of the Perfect Game Collegiate Baseball League season. He went 6 strong innings versus the Jamestown Tarp Skunks, K'ing 2, walking none, 1 hitting him. He is 1-0 on the season so far, and congratulations to him on his achievement of Pitcher of the Week. And let's flip it over to Ty Woods. He's getting the start for the Muckdogs, and so far this year, he has well started out pretty solid for Batavia. Went 6 innings, gave up 1 run. It was earned on 4 hits, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, faced 21 batters. Opponents hitting so far 200 off him with a 1.50 ERA. So both both managers walking back to their dugouts. A little rain has started to drizzle here inside Dwyer Stadium, but we are set for baseball. National anthems and much, much more coming up next here. First pitch right around the corner on the Doubledays Sports Network.
Once again, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Dwyer Stadium. This is the first of a doubleheader against the Auburn Doubledays. Let's introduce the starting lineup for Auburn for this afternoon's first game. I'd like to ask that they please line up along the first baseline, starting with manager Ben Julian. Leading off for Auburn and playing shortstop, number 4, Harrison Campy. Campy, shortstop. Batting second, the right fielder, number 20, Tommy Roldan. Roldan, right field. Batting third, playing first base, number 24, Hazel Martinez. Martinez, first base. In the cleanup spot, the center fielder, number 28, Christian Bauman. Bauman, center field. Batting fifth, the extra hitter, number 16, Garrett Prosper. Prosper, EH. Batting sixth, tonight's Eli Fish came in. The catcher, number 6, Benji Reese. Reese, catching. Batting seventh, the left fielder, number 12, Christian Malillo. Malillo, left field. Batting eighth, the designated hitter, number 18, Hal Walker Jr. Walker Jr., DH. Batting ninth, the third baseman, number 23, Michael Woolley. Woolley, third base. Batting 10th and playing second base, number 45, Riley Brody. Brody, second base. And the starting pitcher tonight in this first game, number 10, Jack Conley. Conley starting for the Doubledays. And the rest of the visiting Auburn Doubledays. And now please make some noise as we introduce to you your 2023 Batavia Muckdogs starting lineup. Muckdogs are managed by Joey Skip Martinez, along with assistant coach Thomas Eaton. Your Muckdog clubhouse manager is Eric Mozicki. And the HP Hood Bat Boys for tonight, Tyler Siebert and Brody Furness. And now here's the starting lineup for your Batavia Muckdogs. Leading off playing left field from Bishop State Community College, number 32, Rashawn Robinson. Robinson left field. Batting second, the right fielder from Lipscomb University, number 12, Kyle Hetherington. Hetherington, right field. Batting third and playing center field from the University of West Georgia, number 18, Anthony Calabro. Calabro, center field. Batting fourth, tonight's Tully's Good Time Hitman, the first baseman from the University of West Georgia, number 33, Henry Daniels. Daniels, first base. Batting fifth and DHing, number 23, Adam Agresti. Agresti from St. John's University. Batting sixth and playing third base from St. Leo University, number 88, Giuseppe Arcuri. Batting seventh, tonight's extra hitter from Santa Fe College, number 4, Trey Bacon. Bacon, EH. Batting eighth and playing second base from Dyersburg State Community College, number 35, Galvin Sims Jr. Sims Jr., second base. Batting ninth and catching from Fairleigh Dickinson University, number 17, Zach Kasparowicz. Kasparowicz catching. Batting 10th, the shortstop from Keene University, number 7, Caleb Rodriguez. Rodriguez, shortstop. And the starting pitcher tonight for your Muckdogs from East Bethany, New York. He also went to Alexander's High School, number 30, Tyrone Woods. Woods starting for your Batavia Muckdogs. And the rest of your Batavia Muckdogs. Now everyone, may I ask that you please rise and remove your hats as we present tonight's colors from the Cub Scout Troop 6069. And now at this time, I'd like to ask that you all join me in the singing of our national anthem. And I'd just like to remind everyone to please remain standing until the colors have left the field. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Fans, please be aware that balls and bats occasionally enter the stands, so please stay focused. Keep your eyes on the game. As mentioned earlier, Eli Fish Brewing Company presents tonight's K-Man of the game at Benji Reese
And welcome back to Dwyer Stadium as the Batavia Muckdogs have taken the field ahead here of Game 1. Let's take a look at that starting lineup for the Auburn Doubledays once again, as announced by manager Ben Julian. Leading things off, the shortstop from the commit to Woodford College, Harrison Campy, batting second. The Virginia commit, Tommy Roldan, will be in right field, batting third. Union College first baseman Hazel Martinez batting fourth. In center field, Charleston Southern's Christian Bauman batting fifth. Pitt Johnstown's extra hitter, Garrett Prosper, batting sixth. Lemoyne College's Benji Reese, he'll be doing the catching, batting seventh. From Southwestern, it'll be the left fielder, Christian Melillo, batting seventh. From Hiram College, Hal Walker Jr., he'll be doing the DHing, batting ninth. Michael Woolley, the Villanova third baseman, and batting 10th. Rounding off the order, the Ithaca second baseman, Riley Brody. And let's take a look at how the Muckdogs will go on defense, going from left to right. Rashad Robinson, Anthony Calabro, and Kyle Hetherington will be out in the outfield. Giuseppe Arcuri, Caleb Rodriguez, Gavin Sims, and Henry Daniels left to right in the infield. And then the battery for tonight, Zach Kasperowitz, and on the mound, Ty Woods. Well, the Doubledays yesterday took down the Newark Pilots by a final score of 7-2. A lengthy first couple of innings for the Doubledays. 2 runs in each of the 3 innings. Got the Doubledays out to an early lead, and all they needed was 3 runs, as Doubleday pitching was able to hold the Pilots to only a lone couple of runs on a couple of hits. As Harrison Campy, he makes his way into the right-hand batter's box. Take a look at our umpires for tonight. Out behind home plate, calling balls and strikes, James Rackley, and out in the field, taking care of the bases, it's Tom Nagger. Well, here comes Harrison Campy digging himself in to the box, batting .400 on the season so far, 6 hits, 1 double, driven in 4 runs, has walked twice, and has stolen a base. And we're set for baseball as the first pitch from Woods, the fastball swung and fouled over the first base dugout out of play, and we are underway from Dwyer Stadium. Game 1 of 2 in today's doubleheader for the Doubledays. Take the game back home and take the series back to Falcon Park. There'll be another double header ahead of that game as swinging a line drive by Campy into right center field. Moving over is Hetherington. He's there to put the squeeze on it. And Campy is retired to bring up Tommy Roldan. 65 degrees, as you just heard over the PA system. A little breeze going out to center field. Other than that, it is a pretty good day for baseball despite the overcast and a little bit of slight rain. Other than that, we should be good for baseball here as Roldan steps in, and the first pitch from Woods is a breaking ball just below the zone for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Well, Roldan had himself a nice little evening yesterday. Stolen base recorded, double, and a walk. 1 for 3 as a check swing fouled off to the screen to the left side, and the count evens up at 1. Doubledays currently on the season 4-3, 1 game back of the division lead. 2-1 on the road so far as a good, looks like a cutter caught the outside corner for a called strike 2, and the count goes to 1-2 on Roldan. Both the teams playing their 9th game of the PGCBL season. Batavia is also at 4-3, game back of the division. As it's swung on a ground ball, just smothered by the glove of Sims. He's got it, sends a toss over to first base, and a nice play by Galvin Sims. Put a little star on that play, a little diver right to the glove side, and takes a base hit away from Tommy Roldan. And a quick 2 outs for the Doubledays here in the top half of the first inning, and that will bring up Hazel Martinez. Martinez last night, 2 for 4 game, scored a run as well. As he sees Woods for the first time as a first pitch swinging foul off to the left side out of play, way off into the parking lot. No balls and a strike. Feels good to be back on the air after a lengthy hiatus. Weather has been an issue over the last 2 weeks as a fastball misses outside for ball 1, evens up the count at 1. 2 away for the Doubledays here in the top half of the first inning. Taking a look in is Woods. There's pitch. Swing and a pop-up on the infield. Arcuri moving over. He's in the third base coach's box. Takes a little step back and drifts. and puts the squeeze for out number 3. Doubledays go quietly here in the first inning. We head off to the bottom half of the first. Our score, Auburn 0, and the Muckdogs coming up.
And much, much more. Interested to drink? How about a nice cold beer, Bully Hill wine, as well as a large assortment of Coca-Cola products available at our main concession stand. And fans, the Muckdogs would like to thank Oak Orchard Health. Oak Orchard Health offers a wide range of healthcare services to meet your needs. Oak Orchard Health, let's all grow healthier together.
And welcome back to Dwyer Stadium here in Batavia. The Doubledays taking on the Muckdogs. As let's take a look at how the defense will line up behind Jack Conley, going from left to right. Christian Malillo out in left, Christian Bauman in center, Tommy Roldan in right. And around the horn on the infield, Michael Woolley over at third, Harrison Campy at short, Riley Brody at second, Hazel Martinez at first to anchor down the infield. And then the battery for tonight, Ben G. Reese will be doing the catching. And Jack Conley on the mound from Hiram College. The West Division's co-pitcher of the week last week after 6 strong shutout innings against the Jamestown Tarp Skunks. As Reese sends the throw down to second base. A little play and catch on the infield, and we are set to go to begin the bottom half of the first inning. Rashad Robinson steps in to lead things off for Batavia. As Conley will not work out of the windup on the mound. He will start from the set position, and that is how he just likes to rock and roll, and we appreciate that as well. Woolley playing in, just race in case for the bunt. Over at third, infield playing straight up otherwise. Pitch. First pitch, breaking ball, catches the heart of the plate for a called first strike. 0-1 on Rashad Robinson. Well, as Batavia team's trying to figure out a way to score some more runs, team average at 2-2-2 on the dot as another fastball catches the outside corner for a called second strike. And Jack Conley, we see plenty of time so far, at least from bullpens and from his one start. He is quick to work as a high fly ball sent out to left field. Christian Malillo tracks back, puts the squeeze on it, and there's out number 1 here in the bottom half of the first inning. Now I'll bring up Kyle Hetherington, the right fielder. Well, I mentioned, though, Conley just throws a lot of strikes, and that kind of leads us into our keys to the game. Got three of them for you. First one is stay locked in. It's been a tough little bit of, well, it's just been a tough week for baseball. Doubledays going to be playing during the smoke and then the rain. And as you got into more of the season, a couple of those delays just start to piggyback on top of each other as the first pitch misses on the outside off the plate for ball 1. Stay locked in. 2, be aggressive. Batavia defense and pitching staff will come right after you as a high fastball misses upstairs. Ball 2-2-0. That also leads on defense. Don't be afraid to leave your feet. Get a little dirty, especially now that we're here on traditional grass and dirt. And third key is make the routine play. Conley not going to be a big strikeout guy as a fastball catches the upper edge for a called strike 1 at 2-1. Will make a lot of weak contact. Just make the routine play on the infield and take care of fly balls in the outfield. Everything will take care of itself as a good 2-1 fastball catches the outside edge for a called strike 2. Count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. One away for Batavia here in the bottom half of the first inning. Doubledays in their road reds and gray bottoms, and the Batavia Muckdogs in their home blacks with a little red accents. As a line drive into center field, Roldan is going to have to play it on a skip as Kyle Hetherington reaches on base. And that will bring up Anthony Calabro. So a 1-out base runner will bring up the 3-hitter. Runner at first. Infield will pinch a little more as Woolley takes a couple of steps closer to the second base bag. Campy and Brody up the middle, playing a little more sandwich towards the bag as a ground ball sent foul down the left field line. No balls and a strike with 1 away. Hazel Martinez having to leave that 4-hole open, holding the runner on at first. Outfield playing a little more deeper, respecting the power from Calabro. Roldan playing deep to the almost a warning track out in right field. Christian Bauman out in center field, shading more towards the left side, and Christian Malillo down the left field line as Conley sends a good throw over. Back with a dive is Hetherington. No balls and a strike, one away. Bottom half of the first inning in a first of 2 games tonight. 7 innings will be these doubleheader games as a breaking ball just goes right into the shoulder of Calabro. And runners at first and second as the Doubledays have an early jam to work out of. And that will bring up Henry Daniels. Well, tough little spot here. Runners at second and first with only 1 away. Good run scoring opportunity for Batavia early. Speaking of runs scored, they've only scored 38 runs so far this year. It's been a little bit of a struggle on offense. As you take a look at the Doubledays run scoring efforts, 52 in their first 8 games. So almost a little bit of a tale of 2 different styles of baseball. The Doubledays more with a more powerful offense. But the Muckdogs have had some pretty good pitching success early on, as the 1-0 is a swing and a miss on a good changeup down low. That'll count leaving up to a ball and a strike apiece. Taking a look over at Conley. He comes set, takes a look at runner at second. Campy works the back pocket, now evacuates back to his position. Swing and a miss. Another good changeup comes in from Conley, gets another left-handed swing. You're going to see a lot of those changeups, especially on left-handers. Conley looking to try and get a rollover pitch, try to get himself right out of this inning without seeing any more danger. Quick pitch to the plate. Taken upstairs, good fastball runs up. Count even 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, Dwyer Stadium looks very similar to Falcon Park in almost everything except for the playing surface. As we take a look at the foul poles, 325 to the poles, and it jets out all the way to 400 dead center field of grown folks territory as another fastball runs upstairs for ball 3. And just like that, Daniels has worked the count full with 1 away. Expect some action here on the base pass with 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Runners take their leads. Campy works in the pitch. Taken just off the outside corner for ball 4. Back-to-back free passes. And the Muckdogs have just loaded him up for Adam Agressi. So the first walk surrendered in the ball game for either side. And danger all aboard now as the bases have been loaded. Hazel Martinez, Michael Woolley at the corners playing in on the infield grass, trying to take away a runner at the plate. Brody and Campy up the middle. Conley's first pitch. Swing and a pop-up. And it's going back, and going foul out of play. No balls and a strike. Don't play in order with the bases juiced. Opportunity to get an out at any base. Outfield arms. Christian Malillo does have an outfield assist on the year. Bauman's got a pretty good arm in center, and Roldan has a cannon out in right. As the 0-1 breaking ball misses the outside edge. Ball and a strike. Conley looking for that ground ball, and this is where you want to just hopefully get one right to Harrison Campy. Conley comes set, takes a look. The 1-1. Another breaking ball misses down in the dirt for ball 2, 2-1. Looks like we're starting to see a couple of blue skies starting to evade the clouds out above the center field wall. Wind still pretty much steady with the flags staying down. 2-1. Swing and a high fly ball out to deep left center field. Malillo is there. He's waiting, makes the catch. Runner's tag. The throw will go into the cutoff man. Campy, the throw to third, gets away from Woolley. And Jack Conley really aggressive backing up the play. Everyone moves up 90 feet, and the Batavia Muckdogs take a 1-run lead with 2 away. Kyle Hetherington scores from third. Everyone else moves up 90 feet. Henry Daniels up to second base on the sacrifice fly, and Anthony Calabro moves up to third. So if Conley can get out of this inning only surrendering 1, especially with the bases loaded early on, you'll consider that a win of an inning. Try to limit the damage as the first pitch. Breaking ball sent in the air out to center field. Moving in on it is Bauman. Going out is Campy. He's there, and it's Harrison Campy. who puts it away to retire the side. Bases were loaded, but the Doubledays escaped trouble, only surrendering one. We now go to the top half of the second inning. Our score, the Muckdogs 1 and the Doubledays nothing. Picking things up here in the top half of the second inning. Muckdogs up 1-0. That'll be 4, 5, and 6 due up for the Doubledays. Christian Bauman, Garrett Prosper, and Benji Reese. As Christian Bauman makes his way to the left-hand batter's box, digs himself in to set his at-bat started. Batting .333 on the season so far, 6 hits, no doubles, 3 triples. He got another one last night against Pilots as first pitch slider misses down low for ball 1. 1-0 now to the Charleston Southern outfielder. 2 walks, 2 stolen bases. Gets on base at 391 as a good breaking ball catches the down low at the knees for a called strike 1, 1-1. OPS of 148 on the season so far. He's done nothing but hit as soon as he got here as the the 1-1 is sent foul out of play down the left side. And the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Lengthy hour, 45-minute bus ride to get to Dwyer Stadium tonight. It'll be a lengthy bus ride back home after this doubleheader as a swing and a pop-up. Out into center field, Anthony Calabro waits on it, comes in, puts the squeeze on it, and Christian Bauman's retired. 1 away in the top half of the second. I'll be right back to work tomorrow after this. He's got the 2 games tonight and then the 2 games tomorrow back home inside Falcon Park. Firework night, so we hope to see everybody there. Game 1 will start at 5 o'clock. Game 2 will start roughly 30 minutes or 7 o'clock, whatever comes first. As first pitch fastball catches the outer edge for a called strike 1 on Garrett Prosper. Prosper held hitless in yesterday's ball game. Haven't said something about him in that category as he flips a ball out to left field. Going back is Robinson. Puts a squeeze on it for the second out. Doubledays finding contact early on, just can't seem to find any real estate yet. 2 away, that'll bring up Benji Reese. Two-way Reese getting his 3rd game of the summer underway as the first pitch fastball misses up near the eyes for ball 1, 1-0. 2 for 6 on the season so far, 2 RBIs, has a double, a walk, and a strikeout. Out of Lemoyne College as the 1-0 is swung on and missed as Ty Woods is able to burn a fastball on the inner edge. Ball and a strike, 2 away. Doubledays looking to extend the second inning. Not go down 1-2-3 like in the first. As another breaking ball, that one gets a cut on and missed by Reese, and now he's down in a 1-2 hole. Ben Julian taking the coaching duties over at third base. Logan Matson in the first base coach's box. Steve LaRose in the dugout for the pitching coach duties as A 1-2 fastball misses the outer edge or either down low. Either way, the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Woods ready. Comes from the windup, the 2-2. Another breaking ball. That one misses below the knees again for ball 3. And Reese is able to work the count full. If he's able to find his way on, Christian Malillo, the switch hitter, due up next, batting from the left side with the right-hander Woods. Here's 3-2. Swing off the end of the bat, going out to left center field. Robinson in pursuit, goes to the glove side, puts it away, and the Doubledays are retired in the second inning. 1, 2, 3 again go down the Doubledays. We go now to the bottom half of the second inning. Our score, Batavia up 1-0.
Let's have a hand for H.P. Hood, the big red team. And fans, this season, get yourself the latest Batavia Muckdogs gear. There's hats, there's t-shirts, there's sweatshirts, warm-ups, baseballs, and so much more. Stop by the merchandise stand located right next to concession.
Picking things up here in the bottom half of the second inning as the Doubledays trail the Batavia Muckdogs 1-0 early on. Jack Conley back out on the mound. He'll face the bottom part of the order. Trey Bacon, Galvin Sims, and Zach Kasparowicz. Due up the extra hitter. Trey Bacon leading things off here in the bottom half of the second inning. Conley set the belt, takes a look in. As a first pitch, fastball cut on and miss on the outer edge. No balls and a strike to Bacon. As we mentioned, Game 2 will start about 30 minutes to either 7 o'clock right after the conclusion of Game 1. A little 30-minute break in between as a fastball misses upstairs. Count evens up at a ball and a strike apiece. A little mini 4-game series between these two ball clubs. As looks like a little slider misses upstairs for ball 2, 2 balls and a strike. 2 games here on Friday, 2 games tomorrow on Saturday, and then back to Newark for a 1-game little stint against the Pilots. That'll be on Father's Day, special 6 o'clock start time there. Nobody's look to get back home to Falcon Park tomorrow and hopefully have a couple of wins secured tonight before going into the weekend. The 2-2 swing and a miss. Good fastball riding above the hands of Bacon, comes up empty. And there's one away here in the bottom half of the second inning. That'll bring up Galvin Sims, the second baseman.
Second baseman, number 35, Garrett Sims, Jr.
Conley back up on the mound after his first strikeout as a good slider catches the inner edge for called strike 1. The 0-1. Fastball runs up and inside for ball 1, 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, Auburn, we're looking to get themselves on a roll. They just haven't had the ability to play consistently enough games of baseball. As a ground ball sent over to the third. Wooley's got it on a knee, sets his feet, fires across a little offline. Hazel Martinez comes off the bag, applies the tag, and there's quickly 2 away for the Muckdogs. Well, as we mentioned, this is only game number 9 Brother, this is game 8 that we're starting this year. We're supposed to be well into the the early teens. Tonight's game is really supposed to be game either 11 or 12. Instead, it's just been a couple of rain delays, smoke delays early on. It's been an unorthodox start to the summer as a first pitch breaking ball in the dirt blocked by Reese. Ball, no strikes. Well, 2 away for Batavia here in the bottom half of the second inning. Conley looks in. Fastball catches the inside corner for strike 1 on Kasperowitz. Well, last night, these Muckdogs were able to fend off the Tarp Skunks. A 3-2 final in Jamestown as a little sliders fouled off the front leg of Kasperowitz. Ball and 2 strikes now. Now, tough little turnaround for both these ball clubs playing a road game, then getting ready to come back to this ballpark here early on. Well, for the Muckdogs, as soon as they got off the bus, they had to go right to the tarp down the right field line and get this field covered up and secure to be able to play these games today, especially with the rain that came overnight and into the morning. The 1-2 from Conley. In the dirt, stopped by Reese, keeps it in front of him, and the count will even up to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Doubledays right now just a game back of the division lead. Getting a lot of these games back will certainly help as a line drive flipped into left center field. It'll fall in front of Malillo. So a good piece of 2-strike hitting from Kasperowitz puts him aboard at first base. And that'll bring up the shortstop, Caleb Rodriguez.
Batting 10th, the shortstop, number 7, Caleb Rodriguez.
Two away with the runner on first. Caleb Rodriguez steps in for his first step out of the ball game. Conley working out of the stretch, first base side of the rubber. First pitch slider catches the outer edge for strike 1. No balls and a strike. This is the type of pitching we're used to seeing from Conley so far. Even though this is only his second start of the year, getting ahead of batters, not falling behind as he sends a throw over. And back in standing is Kasperowitz. Conley takes a look into Reese. Sends his signs. Conley likes what he's got. He comes set. Takes a look over at first. Little pause. The pitch on the way. Swinging a high Baltimore chop right to the chest of Michael Woolley. Sends the throw over to first base. And that will retire the Muckdogs here in the second inning. 1 hit is left stranded. We go to the third inning with our score. The Muckdogs up 1-0. And picking things up here in the top half of the third inning. Doubledays currently trailing the Muckdogs 1-0 here in Batavia. Christian Malillo, Hal Walker Jr., and Michael Woolley, 7, 8, and 9, due up for the Doubledays in order. Still looking for their first hit of this one. Ty Woods has thrown pretty good so far through the first 2 innings, getting a lot of flyouts. As the first pitch slider misses off the outer edge for ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. Oh, Malillo in yesterday's game, couple of walks, went 1 for 2 with a run scored as he sends a fly ball into right center field, falling in and dropping for a base hit in front of Anthony Calabro. And just like that, the Doubledays get their first batter on base, and they get their first hit of the game. And that'll bring up Hal Walker Jr.
Designated hitter, number 18, Hal Walker Jr.
Walker 1 for 6 so far in the season with a walk and a couple of runs scored. This is his 3rd game of the summer as the first pitch is sent on the ground over to shortstop. Rodriguez has got it, sends a toss to second for 1. The relay onto first, and just like that, as the Doubledays get a man aboard, they wipe him away on a tailor-made double play by the Muckdogs defense. And there's a tough break there as he'll bring up Michael Woolley, the 9-hitter.
Batting 9th, third baseman, number 23, Michael Woolley.
Michael Woolley on the season so far, batting .313, 5 hits, couple of doubles, 4 walks, and a stolen base. He's also swiped home, but it wasn't an official stolen base as it's a wild pitch. This is back a couple nights ago. Wild pitch, was on second base, made the turn at third, saw nobody was home, and swiped under everybody's noses, including my own. Was writing something in the scorebook instead of paying attention to Woolley, so we'll keep an eye on him for the rest of the summer. Ball and a strike is a fastball, misses down low for ball 2, 2-1. Riley Barati, the Ithaca second baseman, awaits on deck if it gets to him. See what Woolley can do here with a good 2-ball count, 2-1. Swing, rips a foul ball down the left field line into the Muckdog bullpen. Didn't get fooled on that front door slider and now has to battle with 2 strikes. Doubledays' first game here in Batavia. We'll see quite a bit of the Muckdogs over the next couple of weeks, especially with these reassignment games. As a little quick pitch coming from the as Ty Woods, we're seeing him kind of get a little crafty. Goes out right to a slide step from the set. He just kind of quick pitch Woolley from the windup. We see a little bit of Johnny Cueto in him so far early on. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Brody, if he gets to him, on deck. Here's 3-2. In the dirt for ball 4. Woolley is able to work a walk, and aggressive base runner on first base, and here comes Brody.
Batting 10th, second baseman, number 45, Riley Brody.
So 5th walk of the season so far for Woolley. Let's gotta take a look here, see what he does on the base pass. Already getting a healthy lead at first. Brody, this is his 2nd game of the season so far, as the first pitch he sees is sent foul down the left field side and out of play for strike 1. Brody, his last game was last Saturday in Elmira. He went 0 for 2 in that one with a walk. Good lead over by Woolley. Woods taking a look, slide steps, the pitch. Slider misses down low for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to the left-handed hitting second baseman. Julian sending some signs over to first base. Woolley takes his lead. Brody back in the box, waving his bat back and forth while resting it on his shoulder. Quick move over to first base. Woolley back in easily with a dive. Arcuri, the third baseman, playing almost in on the grass over at third base. Daniels holding the runner on, leaving a couple holes open as a high pop-up into left field. Rashad Robinson closes in. He puts the squeeze on it to retire the side. Doubledays get a hit and another runner, but they leave him stranded. We now go to the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Batavia up 1-0.
Hot dogs, hamburgers, delicious picarella's pizza, nachos, and much, much more. I always forget popcorn. Don't forget the popcorn. Drinks include ice cold beer, Bully Hill wine, and a large assortment of Coke products available at our main concession stand.
picking things up here in the bottom half of the third inning. Auburn trailing the Muckdogs 1-0. As let's catch you up if you're just joining us here. Back in the bottom half of the first inning, Kyle Hetherington got a 1-out single, was able to get moved around on a couple of free passes, and then scored on a sacrifice fly by Adam Agressi. And that is where we're at now as the first pitch slider misses upstairs. Ball 1 to Rashad Robinson, the leadoff man. 0 for 1, flew out to left field his first time up. Conley looks in, the 1-0. Another good breaking ball. That one misses down low for ball 2, 2-0. Pretty good crowd on hand so far here in Batavia in the early going, as we'll be expecting more coming in for game 2. 2-0. Fastball runs in off the hands of Robinson. And Conley's in his first 3-0 count of the night so far. Someone who doesn't particularly walk too many guys. And there's a little get me over for a called strike, 3-1. Conley, just like that, his tempo's been just quite excellent so far. Back on the rubber, 3-1. Swing and a foul sent down the first baseline, out of play into the parking lot. Look out. A little scramble for the baseball from the quite many kids here on hand for a Friday evening. School just about to be wrapped up for these kiddos. 3-2. In the dirt for ball 4. Conley loses them. 7 innings, as we mentioned, on these games in doubleheaders. So you don't have as much time as you feel like you would. These games start to creep up on you, especially as we get deeper into this first game. It's weird that the third inning feels like you're in the middle innings, as Andrew Isdale started to get up and start to band and stretch in the Doubledays bullpen. Runner on at first for Kyle Hetherington. He's 1 for 1 with a base hit. As Conley steps off the rubber, readjusts the belt, and looks like we have a little conversation from the home plate umpire, James Rackley, and Joey Martinez, the third base coach for the Muckdogs. Conversation over, we're back to baseball. Throw over to first base. They have him hosed. Yes, they do. Jack Connolly picks off Rashad Robinson, napping over at the first base bag. Quick move by the Doubledays pitcher. And as soon as he gets on, he is wiped clean. So a quick 1 out after the walk. That's exactly what you do as a pitcher. You put him on, you pick him off. First pitch of the at-bat is sent in the air and out of play over our heads. We might hear a thud. And it's into the concession stands down below. No balls and a strike to Hetherington. Here's a 0-1. Is sent on the ground over to first. Martinez, he's got it, takes it himself. Taps the first base bag with his left foot. And there are 2 away for the Muckdogs here in the third inning. Well, that's the rare pickoff. That's the first time we've seen a runner traditionally picked off. We've seen a couple of back picks from catchers. We've seen a couple of interesting ways to get guys out, but that's the first traditional pickoff we've seen of the season so far. First pitch sent foul, out of play by Anthony Calabro. Now we've seen Conley, that quick move starting to creep in a little bit. Martinez had the quick snap tag over at first base, and it was almost like a time coming. Guys are just getting back the bag in time early on. Breaking ball misses upstairs for ball 1, 1 ball and a strike. Those blue clouds starting to make more of an appearance off in the distance. We see it. Wind starting to calm down once again from the outfield as a pop-up will be sent foul out of play off the first base side, and now Conley's got him in a 1-2 hole. Calabro was hit by a pitch back in the first inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 away. The pitch from Conley. Swing, fly ball out to right field. Going over is Roldan. He's there and puts it away for out number 3. Conley walks the leadoff man, but picks him off and sets them in order. We go now to the 4th inning. Our score, the Doubledays up 1, rather the Muckdogs up 1-0.
They're Batavia's #1 rated used car dealership. Find them on the web at PellegrinoAutoSales.com or go out and meet them on Pearl Street in Batavia. And just a reminder that this is the first of 2 games this evening. Both are 7-inning games. The second game will be followed by fireworks.
And picking up the action here in the top half of the fourth inning, Doubledays trailing the Muckdogs by a score of only 1-0. Jack Conley has been pretty good on the mound so far for the Doubledays, and Ty Woods has been excellent so far for the Muckdogs. As Harrison Campy will lead things off here in the top of the fourth inning, 0 for 1 with a flyout. And entering into this ball game, now including this ball game, he's led off quite well, getting a leadoff either walk or a base hit in the first 4 of 6 games so far. He's been batting in the position. So it's been a good start for the Doubledays leadoff man, as the first pitch is fouled back to the screen at 0-1. Oh, we've seen Carson Gross also in the leadoff spot for the Doubledays, and he's gotten on twice as the leadoff batter. So if you can make that only one game where the Doubledays offense hasn't been able to put a leadoff man on to begin a ball game, you're in a pretty good spot, as the Woodford commit sends a foul right back to the screen again behind 0-2. Just a couple more innings left of game 1, and then we'll have a quick break before game 2. Woods takes a look in, gets his sign, finally nods ahead. Here's the windup to Campy. A fastball runs off the outer edge for ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. More and more crowds starting to file in here inside Dwyer Stadium. Outfield playing really shallow for Campy. The 1-2. Swing and a pop-up sent out of play over the first base dugout and into the crowd. Rashad Robinson, Anthony Calabro, and Kyle Hetherington all pretty much almost playing the infield. 1-2 pitch to Campy. Swing, little topper of a ground ball sent to shortstop Rodriguez. He's got it. Whirls, twills, fires over to first base, and it beats out the hustling Campy. He's 0 for 2 in this one, and that will bring up Tommy Roldan. Well, Roldan so far 0 for 1 as well. Grounded out to the second baseman, Galvin Sims, who made an excellent diving play to his left. As the first pitch to Roldan is a fastball, called strike at the knees for 0-1. Roldan, a couple of stolen bases on the year so far. 3 doubles for the Virginia commit. Looking for another one here. The 0-1. Swing, fly ball, foul. Out of play. And he's now down 0-2. Well, this Doubledays offense, a lot of good things to talk about. Going into this ball game, a team average of 282. 20 extra base hits, something that is not seen through the rest of the league so far. Scoring 52 runs, 34 walks, the big number, 45 strikeouts, and make that 46 as Roldan goes down hacking. 2 away, and that'll bring up Hazel Martinez. Well, you're expecting a team of this caliber with the decent speed that they got to start sending guys on the bases. Doubledays have only really sent 10 guys on their wheels, and they've only succeeded 6 times. As Martinez sends a ground ball over to second base, and another quick 1-2-3 inning go the Doubledays. We go now to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Our score, the Muckdogs up 1-0.
Remember, fans, the Muckdog game is a great way to entertain a group for the evening. Now the Muckdogs are able to offer fundraisers tailored to your group needs. For all group info, please contact the Muckdog office at 585-524-2260 and reserve your package today.
Back to work here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. Doubledays trailing the Muckdogs 1-0. Jack Conley back out for another inning of work. Andrew Isdale start throwing in the right field bullpen. It looks like he's taking a break for now. With a little bit of this colder, crisper air and a little bit of moisture might be affecting a couple of Conley's pitches, as the first pitch swing and a miss. Maybe not exactly the location he wanted on that changeup, but it works anyways to Henry Daniels. Hasn't recorded his first official at bat. He walked back in the first. As this little tapper up to Conley, can't get him. Little toss from Woolley, and it gets away from Martinez. Bangs off the retaining wall. Woolley is down by the pitcher's mound, holding his knee. And time is called by the home plate umpire, James Rackley. Hopefully Woolley's all right. Little tapper up the middle. Conley couldn't field it cleanly, so Woolley came in, barehanded the baseball. Tried to send a hero throw over to first base, and it got away from him. And so Henry Daniels is aboard over at second base on the infield single error, as here comes the athletic trainer for the Batavia Muckdogs, as Woolley's going to try everything in his power to walk it off and keep himself in this game. Looks like you see a little smile on his face talking with the athletic trainer and Ben Julian. And it looks like Michael Woolley's all right, so he's making his way back to third base. Campy giving him a little talk over in the infield. Tough error after just some weak contact. Conley fields his position well off. Didn't really get a good look off the grass. Woolley pretty much forced himself to come into that situation, send a throw on the run. And nothing Hazel Martinez could do about that except chase the baseball down. As a single E5. Puts a runner in scoring position early on, and that'll bring up Adam Agresti. He has the sacrifice fly that put the Muckdogs up 1-0 as a first pitch foul out of play down the first base side. No balls and a strike. Joey Martinez, third base coach, over in the third base coach's box. Thomas Eaton over at first for the Muckdogs. Conley comes set, takes a look at the runner, making his way off the bag. Pitch. Swing, ground ball, foul off the dugout. No balls and 2 strikes to Agresti, the hitter. Outfield playing straight away, with Roldan playing a little more towards the right field line. Infield shifted a little more to the pull side for Agresti. Pitch. Good slider, just misses that one off the outer edge. Looked good, couldn't get Agresti to chase. Ball, 2 strikes. Daniels with a lead over at second base. Brody in his back pocket. Woolley off the bag at third. Martinez off the bag at third. The pitch, swing, line drive, roasted down the third base side, and it hops into the bullpen. Ball and 2 strikes. Plenty of fans here in the ballpark. Tonight is firework night after the second game of this doubleheader. Very similar to our firework night back home tomorrow. Conley comes set, takes a look over at second. The 1-2. Swing and a foul right back to the screen. Baseball comes back down onto the field of play. Well, taking a look around the boards here around Dwyer Stadium, my first time here at the ballpark, and a couple of names really stuck out onto the players who played in Batavia, who are in the pros. And Tommy Pham, one of the more recent players, played in Batavia back in the day. The 1-2. Swing, line drive. Woolley takes a hop off his glove. Campy recovers. No play anywhere. And another tough error on the Doubledays third baseman. Had to just whack at the ball and keep it knocked down. Line drive just short hopped him. Was able to get a glove on it, keep the runner at first and second. So the double play is still in order. A roasted line drive in between hop. That puts a runner at first and second, and it looks like they're actually going to score a hit on the official scores guide. And they're going to call it a base hit. So back-to-back singles for the Dogs as Conley swim moves over to second base. And they were getting R. Curry to square around. Sacrifice bunt could be on. Hazel Martinez playing in on the grass. Woolley at a 45-degree angle at third. Brody vacating the hole. Squares around. First pitch taken down low for ball 1-0. Nobody out here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. Just a couple more left, and we are done with game one. Wind starting to blow in from center field. Squares around. Gets the bunt down in front of home plate. And a little confusion between Reese and Conley, and nobody takes advantage. And the baseball stops right in the grass. And the bases have been loaded. 3 straight singles for the Muckdogs. And that'll bring up Trey Bacon. Miscommunication between catcher and pitcher. Every spot in the bases is loaded. Second time the Muckdogs have been able to do that this afternoon. Infield plays back and in. Martinez, Woolley, the corners playing in. Campy and Brody playing deep as the first pitch breaking ball misses inside for ball 1-0. And you would just want a ground ball right to somebody in on the infield. Take the run, surrender for 2 outs. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Right into the glove of Reese, sends it back to Conley. Count evens up at a ball and a strike. Good speed aboard on the base pass for the Muckdogs. Outfield for Auburn playing a little more shallow. The pitch, swing, pop up. Out to Christian Bauman in center. He waits. Runners tag. There they go. The throw will go into the cutoff man, Campy. And just like that, the Muckdogs have taken a 2-0 lead early on. It's a sacrifice fly by Trey Bacon, scoring Henry Daniels, who makes his way all the way around after the base hit and E5. One away, that'll bring up Galvin Sims. Grounded out to third, his first time up. Two nothing, bottom half of the fourth inning in a 7-inning ball game. First pitch. Good slider, catches the knees for a called strike 1. No balls and a strike on Galvin Sims. Andrew Isdale starting to get a little more hot in the bullpen for the Doubledays. Couple of looks over at second from Conley. The 0-1. Slider misses off the outer edge for ball 1 ball and a strike. Crisp air starting to feel a little more with the wind starting to just blow in from the left center field gap. Conley takes a look over at second once again. The 1-1. Good breaking ball, catches the knees for another strike 2. Let's see if Conley can get that ground ball he so desperately needs here. Runners first and second, 1 away. Gets his sign from Reese. Likes what he gets, he comes set at the belt. Sims ready at the box. Couple of looks over at second. The 1-2. Swing, ground ball, foul down the third baseline. And it rolls into the corner. Still a ball and 2 strikes. Both runners retreating back to their bags. Wind starting to blow from left center field out to the right field line. Left to right winds. Conley looks in at second. The 1-2. Good slider on the inner half, in the air to left field, going in and landing in front of Malillo. The runner rounding third, Aggresi. The throw to the plate is wide. Reese can't get a glove on it. And another run will score. It is 3-0 Muckdogs. Runners advance to the corners. Aggresi scores. R. Curry up to third base. And Galvin Sims with an RBI single. As runners at the corners with still only 1 away. And that will bring up Zach Kasperowitz.
Catcher number 17, Zach Kasperowitz.
Three to nothing our score here inside Dwyer Stadium. Conley looking to get out of the jam as the first pitch. And a fastball catches the inner edge for strike 1. Kasperowitz, he is 1 for 1 in this one with a single back in the second inning. Sends a throw over to first base, back in with a dive is Sims. Well, Isdale's hot and ready whenever they need him. Runners take their leads. The pitch. Slider misses down low for ball 1, 1-1. Doubledays looking to get out of the inning here and get back to the sticks. Line drive into right center field. Here comes Bauman. He can't make the catch. It's down for a single. Another run comes in to score. It is 4-0 Muckdogs. And here comes Ben Julian out to take a little stroll to the mound. And that might be it for Jack Conley. Isdale's ready in the bullpen as the rest of the infielders come on to join in the mound meeting. Well, tough start that got all the way back in the first inning. The bases were ultimately loaded. Conley was able to escape with only 1 run surrendered. And the game is starting to get away from Auburn here, especially with a 7-inning game. As that is all he has to say as Ben Julian makes his way back to the first base dugout. Gives the pep talk he needs to Conley. Everyone moves back to their positions. As Auburn's going to need anything they get right here. First and second, trying to stop the bleeding.
Shortstop number 7, Caleb Rodriguez.
As Caleb Rodriguez, the shortstop, batting 10. Top of the order looming for the Muckdogs. Conley looking to get out of this one, only surrendering 4. Slider misses off the outer edge for ball 1, 1-0. This is something we just haven't seen from Conley so far in the early going. It's almost started every hitter against Jamestown 0-1. Tonight's been a little bit of a different story. Takes a look over at second base. Getting his lead is Sims. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. There's another good slide of that one just off the outer edge and out of the reach of Rodriguez. Grounded out to Woolley over at first base to retire the side in the second inning. Conley gets his lead, comes set, takes a look over at Sims. Brody holding him on at second. Pitch. Fastball runs tight on the inside corner for ball 1, 1-1. Or rather 2-1. Still only 1 out here in the fourth inning. That was on the sac fly by Trey Bacon. Conley comes set, looks at the runner. They take their leads. The 2-1. Swing, a little tapper, sent foul on the third base side. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. The count evens up on Rodriguez. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Martinez playing in front of the runner of Kasparowicz as a foul ball sent right back to the screen. And we'll try it again at 2-2. Both of these ball clubs sitting at the same 4-3 record here. Game number 8 of the summer. Game 9 will be played a little later on. Runners get their leads. Couple of looks from Conley and a little swim move back to the runner at second. Sims makes his way back to the bag. Plenty of daylight still ahead, so the lights have yet to be turned on. 2 balls, quick pitch coming from Conley is a fly ball sent out to right field. Runner's tag, Sims gets back to the bag. Roldan has it, and a little bluff throw just sends a toss back into the cutoff man in Campy. 2 away, and that brings up the top of the order once again for the Muckdogs as Rashad Robinson walked back in the third inning and then was picked off. So a 2 away. This could possibly be Conley's last batter with Isdale ready in the bullpen. Robinson, he is 0 for 1 with the walk. Conley takes a look at Sims dancing off the second base bag. First pitch, slider catches the knees for a called strike 1. Sims over at second. Kasparowicz over at first base. 3 runs have scored here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. 2 away. Conley, couple of looks. Here's the 0-1. Good slider catches the outer edge. Nothing in 2 now. Anything to get the back to the bats and get this lineup rolling for Auburn. Task at hand. No balls. 2 strikes, 2 away. First and second, the runners. Conley's 0-2. Fastball taken on the outer edge. Good pitch. Just off the outside corner. Ball and 2 strikes. 4 runs on 4 hits, no errors for the Muckdogs, no runs on a hit and an error for the Doubledays. Little pause from Conley, takes a look at the runners, taking their leads. The 1-2, swing, fly ball, right field down the line, dropping in and dropping foul. Just off the chalk on the right-hand side down the right field line. That had nothing but trouble if it fell in. Runners have to retreat back to their bags. Rashad Robinson was maybe just 3 or 4 inches away from off to the races. Runners take their leads. Conley looks into the sign from Reese. Couple of shakes of the head and gets his sign. He comes set at the belt. Brody working the runner back. The 1-2. Swing, line drive up the middle. It is down for a base hit. Bauman's up with the ball. Rounding third, heading home is Sims. The throw to the plate on a hop, and it is cut off by Conley. And another RBI single puts another run on the board. 4 runs here in the 4th inning. Makes it a 5-0 game, and Ben Julian's back out to the mound, and that will do it for Jack Conley. Julian points down to the bullpen, and we will take a break here from Batavia. The Muckdogs are up 5-0 early.
And your attention please, now pitching for Auburn. Number 11, Andrew Isdale. Isdale now pitching for the Auburn Doubledays.
And that closes the book on Jack Conley here in the 3rd inning. Went 3 2/3, gave up 8 hits, walked only 2, struck out 1. And he is responsible for the runners on 2nd and 1st as Andrew Isdale takes the mound for the Doubledays. 1-0 on the summer so far. Pitched in the 14-2 win versus Geneva back on the opening day game. Went 3 innings, gave up 2 runs. They were earned. 3 hits, 2 walks, a strikeout. Faced 16 batters. Opponents hitting .250 on Isdale. As he takes a look here at Kyle Hetherington. He's 1 for 2 in this one. A base hit and a ground out back to the first baseman as the first pitch misses outside for ball 1-1-0. 4 runs in here in the 4th inning. Here in the 4th inning, 2 away. Fastball misses on the outer edge for ball 2-2-0. Sun's starting to shine bright from the left field. 2-0, fastball. Don't really know where that one missed, as that one misses outside for ball 3-0, and Isdale is in a tough spot here. Now he's just got to bring something back here on 3-0. Fastball popped up, 3-0 swinging, and this could be a play for Woolley or Reese. Who's going to call it? It's going to be Reese. He puts the squeeze on it. And Kyle Hetherington on a 3-0 green light pops out to the catcher to retire the side. Doubledays, they've got some work to do on offense. They are down 5 going into the 5th inning. We'll be back here on the Doubledays Sports Network.
Nachos and much more. Drinks include ice cold beer, Bully Hill wine, and a large assortment of folk products available at I'm good.
And we're back here in the top half of the 5th inning. Only a couple innings to go here inside Dwyer Stadium. The Doubledays currently trailing the Muckdogs 5-0 as Christian Bauman will lead things off. He's 0 for 1 in this one so far with a fly out to center field in his first at-bat. Doubledays need a spark here as we're getting almost out of game 1 with the Doubledays playing the Muckdogs here in a doubleheader as the first pitch is a fastball swung on and missed. 0-1 the count on Bauman. Swing, fly ball into shallow left center field. Going back on it is Rodriguez, the shortstop. He calls everybody off, puts the squeeze on it. And there's one away here to begin the 5th. Now, this is just not the lineup the Doubledays, or rather the production this Auburn Doubledays lineup is used to producing. As we mentioned yesterday, or rather we mentioned the Doubledays won on 9 hits and 7 runs yesterday, getting most of their scoring in the early going. Today's offense struggling to get going as the first pitch misses downstairs for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Garrett Prosper. Prosper looking for his first hit in a couple of ball games. Went 0 for 4 with a walk yesterday. Got a couple of RBIs as he sends a high fly ball out to left center field, tailing away from the center fielder Calabro, so he lets Rashad Robinson put the squeeze on it in left center field. And the Doubledays are quickly put down to 2 outs already here in the 5th. A couple of fly outs. I'll bring up Benji Reese. Flew out to left field his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Wide open hole up the middle with the shortstop Rodriguez playing deep in the 6 hole and Sims playing deep in the 4 hole. So anything hit up the middle by Reese should get on through into center field. Infield grass has been playing pretty soft, especially with all the moisture and the rain, as fastball catches the knees, and now Reese is down in an 0-2 hole early. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Reese ready in the box. Woods, the pitch. Off the outer edge in the dirt for ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. If it can get to him, Christian Malillo with the lone hit for the Doubledays waits on deck. Here comes the 1-2 from Woods. Swing and a miss, runs the ladder up on Reese, and he cuts through for strike 3. We'll go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Doubledays looking for answers. It's 5-0 early.
Hey fans, the Muckdogs would like to ask you to help keep Dwyer Stadium clean by picking up your trash on the way out of the ballpark today. Place it in a receptacle located by each exit of the ballpark. As always, we thank you for your help. All right, fans, because this is a 7-inning game, we're going to do a little ad-libbing here. We'll call this the 5th inning stretch, and we're all going to sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever get back, so it's root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
Picking things up here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. The Doubledays trailing the Muckdogs score of 5-0 here in game 1 of a 2-game doubleheader. As we're back here as Anthony Calabro will lead things off for the Muckdogs as Andrew Isdale's first pitch is a ground ball sent right back where it came from, through the side of both Campy and Brody, and it rolls into center field. A lead-off single. And just like that, the Muckdogs offense is back to work here in the 5th as I will bring up Henry Daniels. First pitch of the inning by Isdale. Right back to the hands pretty much. Henry Daniels, he is 1 for 1 so far. Base hit and then reached second on an error. Later came around to score as the first pitch is off the inner edge. Look out from Daniels as he tried turning into it. Ball, no strikes. Isdale looking to get some work in to keep the Doubledays deficit right where it's at. There goes the runner, taken for a strike or ball. We don't really know. The home plate umpire hasn't given us a call. And the throw is wide of second base, and in there easily is second as Calabro's in with a stolen base. And it looks like it was a ball taken for ball 2, 2-0. Well, first stolen base for either side. Calabro now is at second base. Isdale having to work to keep the runner there. There goes the runner to third. Taken for a ball, strike outside, and it gets away from Woolley, and it will roll towards the third base dugout. And Anthony Calabro has found his way all the way around. Steals second, steals third, and then advances on the throwing error to score. It is 6-0 Batavia. Andrew Isdale just couldn't keep the runner where he is. 2-1, swung on and miss. Good changeup, and now the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes on Daniels. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Good fastball runs inside. So Daniels retired on the strikeout. First one by Isdale. And that'll bring up Adam Agresti. Well, Cabarro wasted no time around the base pass. Wasted really no time this inning. First pitch, swing, gets a base hit up the middle. Second pitch, steals second. Third pitch, steals third, and makes his way all the way home. Didn't even get a chance to catch his breath as the first pitch fastball catches the knees for strike 1 on Agresti. He's 1 for 1 with an RBI and a run scored on the sacrifice fly back in the first. Big breaking ball catches the outer edge for a called strike 2. 6-0 our score. Muckdogs up on the Doubledays. Here's the 0-2. Taken downstairs for ball 1, 1 ball and 2 strikes. As we mentioned, this will be game 1 of 2 of tonight. And tomorrow we have 2 more against these same Muckdogs back at Falcon Park. Here's the 1-2. Fastball runs on the hands for ball 2, 2-2. Looks like it possibly might be a Little League day as we're seeing a bunch of kids wearing all the same jerseys down the third base side behind the dugouts. 2-2. Swing, line drive, out to left field. Going back is Malello. He's at the track, and he puts his back to the wall and puts the squeeze on a very, very loud out number 2. As Adam Agreski was trying to send a ball out of the park. Fastball running inside from Isdale, just found the barrel. And luckily Dwyer Stadium was able to hold it in. A loud out 2, and that will bring up Giuseppe Arcuri. Breaking ball catches the, never mind, it does not catch the outer edge for ball 1, 1 ball, no strike. No action for the Doubledays in their bullpen as Batavia just throwing a football in there. This is a pop-up on the infield. Woolley going towards the dugout, running out of room towards the warning track, puts the squeeze on it to retire the side. Doubledays got some work to do on offense. Couple of innings left. We now go to the top half of the 6th inning. Auburn trailing 6-0.
Exclusive content on all of our social media platforms. Make sure you follow the Muckdogs on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Leading off for Auburn in the top of the 6th inning, left fielder number 12, Christian Melillo.
And picking things up here in the top half of the 6th inning, the Doubledays trailing the Muckdogs 6-0. 6 outs left here in regulation innings as Christian Melillo digs in. The first pitch, fastball, misses outside for ball 1, 1 ball, and no strikes on the Doubledays left fielder. Melillo, the lone single in this one for Auburn. Wiped away on a double play the next batter as a fastball catches the knees. Looked a little low. That's a called strike 1 anyways, 1-1. Melillo, the switch hitter, batting from the left side here facing the right-hander Woods as a slider catches the shin guard. So a hit by a pitch for the Doubledays will bring up Hal Walker Jr. So we'll put a runner on at first. Second free base runner for the Doubledays after the Woolley walk back in the 3rd inning. Woods comes set. Melillo takes his lead at first. The first pitch to Hal Walker Jr. is a fastball that runs off the outer edge for ball 1, 1-0. And we see a left-hander starting to get loose in the bullpen for the Muckdogs. Bullpen still empty for the Doubledays down the right field line. 1-0. Fastball catches the outside corner for a called strike 1, 1-1. Well, the Muckdogs last year representing the West Division, as there's a big banner out in center field by the batter's eye, the 2022 West Division champions. As a foul ball sent out of play down the first baseline. Ball and 2 strikes. Played the Amsterdam Mohawks last season in the league finals. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Christian Melillo, the runner at first, reached on a hit by pitch, takes his lead at first. Little pause, here's the 1-2 pitch, swung on and fouled back to the screen. So we'll try it again at a ball and 2 strikes. Well, for Hal Walker Jr., Last game he played in was the one in Elmira as he swings and a miss on a fastball running upstairs. Went 0 for 3 in that one, and he's 0 for 2 in this one so far. One away, that'll bring up Michael Woolley. Walked his first time up and was left stranded over at first base. Digs himself into the right-hand batter's box. Malillo takes his lead at first. Pretty healthy size. The first pitch is a swung on and fouled towards first base, running into first base dugout, running out of room, and actually heading down the steps of the first base dugout is Henry Daniels. He comes up empty with the baseball. No balls and a strike to Woolley. Healthy crowd starting to continuously fill up Dwyer Stadium. Carbon copy of Falcon Park. In matter of fact, this ballpark opened in 1937. Not the exact ballpark itself, but what would be Dwyer Stadium. A little pause from Woods as a fastball catches the outside corner for a called strike 2, 0-2 on Woolley. Falcon Park back home in Auburn opened up in 1927. Pretty much a wooden structure from then all the way up until 1995. Both these ball clubs have a history of a long time at both of these stadiums as a fastball misses upstairs. Snap throw from Kasperowitz. Back to the bag diving is Malillo. Ball and 2 strikes. Pitch. In the dirt, gets away from the catcher Kasperowitz, and moving up into second base in scoring position now is Malillo. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Michael Woolley. Now remember, most of these stadiums, most of these teams, former professional baseball teams coming back from the New York Penn League in the most recent iteration of pro baseball that was in the New York, Pennsylvania area. Batavia was a history of that as well, along with the Auburn Doubledays. Woods takes a look in to get his sign. He comes set. Malillo takes his lead over at second. Little pause. Here's the 2-2. Swing, fly ball into right center field, tailing away from Culebro. He's there to make the catch. Malillo tags. The throw to third is up the line, gets away, but not far enough. So Malillo advances the third on the fly ball out to center by Woolley. 2 away, and that will bring up Riley Brody.
Number 45, Riley Brody.
Brody, the Ithaca College kid. As Kasperowitz going out to the mound to talk with Ty Woods. Brody, this is his second game as an Auburn Doubledays player. A couple of weeks ago was playing in a regional along with new teammate Colin Liner. Made his appearance in the Auburn clubhouse yesterday. We're going to look for his first appearance on the mound for Auburn. But a couple of bombers on the Doubledays this season. Runner at third and Malillo. The first pitch to Brody, sent on the ground over to second base. Galvin Sims is up with it. Little pause, throw to first base to retire this side. The Doubledays get a runner to scoring position, but leave him stranded. We go now to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Doubledays still trail 6-0.
Pellegrino Auto Sales. Come find out why they've been chosen as Genesee County Chamber of Commerce Business of the Year. Batavia's #1 rated used car dealer. Find them on the web. PellegrinoAutoSales.com. out for your Muckdogs in the bottom of the 6th inning. Extra hitter number 4, Trey Bacon.
And we're back here at Dwyer Stadium as a 1-0 fastball is called for strike one on Trey Bacon. Leading things off here for the Muckdogs here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Doubledays currently trailing 6-0 as that fastball misses upstairs for ball 2, 2-1. Game 1 of 2 here this evening. 2-1. Fastball. Man, don't really know where that one missed. It looked pretty good off the inner edge. That's called for ball 3. 3 balls and a strike to Bacon. 0 for 1 with a strikeout and then a sacrifice fly. That was back in the 4th inning in that lengthy 4-run. As out fastball misses the inner edge as well for ball 4. So a lead-off walk will bring up Galvin Sims. As Andrew Isdale and Benji Reese are getting an explanation from home plate umpire James Rackley on where either of those pitches missed. Lets them know that they were off the inner edge. So Andrew Isdale is going to have to work around a leadoff walk. Trey Bacon takes his lead as a pickoff throw gets sent over to Martinez, puts a little tag on, sends the baseball back to the mound. Outfield playing straight away at the infield, playing in double play depth. Campy and Roddy, the middle infielders, pinching the second base bag as first pitch is a fastball called for strike one. No balls and a strike. Doubledays will be down to their last 3 outs in the the top half of the 7th inning. Bacon takes his lead. 0-1. Swing and a miss. Good fastball by Isdale. Gets a swinging strike. And the count goes to 0-2. Well, the College World Series has just started out in Omaha. As a check swing, does he go around? No, he does not, says the field umpire. Ball and 2 strikes. Isdale comes set, takes a look at Bacon at first. There he goes. Swing, fly ball, left field, going back is Malillo. He's there, put the catch on. Now the runner has to retrace his steps. Brody's got it. Throw back to first base, and ball just gets away, so the Doubledays can't turn 2 on a fly out to left field. 1 away, and that will bring up Zach Kasperowitz.
Catcher number 17, Jack Kasperowitz.
Well, game 1 of the College World Series got started today. And how about Oral Roberts in the winner's bracket taking down TCU, that final score of 6-5. So how about the story coming out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, and the Oral Roberts Baseball Club, able to swipe a divisional series, regional out in Oregon in the Eugene Regional, and they're able to make it through a super and then back in the College World Series once again in the winner's bracket. So congratulations to Oral Roberts on their success for this entire season. No balls and a strike. The pitch taken off the outer edge as Zach Kasperowicz has a 1-1 count on him with 1 away. Game 2 set for tonight. That'll be a fun one to watch as Florida takes on Virginia. Fastball misses outside, 2-1. You know that Tommy Roldan will be trying to get updates as best as he can. Very excited to see his future ball club make it back to Omaha as a foul ball. Look out, a little bird almost hit by the baseball, which it's going to stay right on the roof of the netting behind home plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Runner at first in Trey Bacon. Isdale gets his sign, a little quick pick over to first base, and back in with a dive is Bacon. Wow. Oral Roberts, 6-5 over TCU. Not a lot of people were expecting that off the docket. As first pitch, rather the 2-2 misses outside for ball 3, 3-2. Bacon was seeming like he was going to take off. Slammed on the brakes early on. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. 6-0 ball game. Bacon, good lead over at first base. Pitch, swing, fly ball, shallow. Right center field, Roldan and Bauman. Roldan gives way for Bauman to cut across. Put the squeeze on it for out number 2. 2 away, and that will bring up Caleb Rodriguez. Number 2 Florida versus number 2 Virginia. And that will be it for action here on day 1 in Omaha. As the first pitch fastball misses outside for ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. Later on, Stanford versus Wake Forest, 8 versus 1. That's going to be an interesting one. Wake Forest has just been on an absolute tear this year. Stanford just slipping in as a fastball gets fouled back to the screen, 1-1. If you don't know about what happened in Palo Alto, California, Texas was looking like they could secure another trip out to Omaha. As there goes the runner in Bacon. Pitches a slider that misses outside, and no contest throw from Benji Reese, as Kevin Bacon will acquire second base. Well, Texas was first down against Stanford, able to fight back and take the lead. Had the lead going into the 9th inning, and then a little Stanford rally, and then a light ball was ultimately the decider. A high pop-up. Didn't go very far out in right center field, but it was above the lights. None of the outfielders could look and find the baseball. They were looking everywhere, palms up looking. Ball lands in, and next thing you know, Stanford is dogpiling in the middle of their infield, and Texas was eliminated. 2-2. Taken downstairs for ball 3, 3 balls and 2 strikes. After that, it'll be Tennessee versus number 5 LSU. That's going to be a fun one to watch, a little SEC battle. 3-2, runner at second. Here's the pitch. Swing, fly ball into center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Bauman's up with it. Rounding third, heading home Bacon. The throw goes through, and heading into second base is Caleb Rodriguez with another RBI. And that is now a 7-0 game in favor of the Muckdogs. So Trey Bacon makes his way all the way around after the leadoff walk and a stolen base. And that will send the order back to the top for Rashad Robinson. And his time is called as Robinson steps out, readjusts the batting gloves, digs himself back in, waves the bat back and forth, before resting on his shoulder. Is Dale back on the mound. Takes a look over at second in Rodriguez. There goes the runner. Pitch is check swing, and looks like Reese couldn't see the baseball right away. Maybe got crossed up by Isdale. And it looks like that's exactly what's going on, as he's going out to confirm the signs again. As he was looking like he was setting up for an outside slider, that fastball came running inside and shocked him. Just surprised that Reese was able to get a body or something behind the baseball. That one had to hurt just a little bit more than a normal hit by a pitch. So a runner now at third base as a fastball. That one just misses downstairs for ball 1, 1-1. It's College World Series in Omaha, the last major college sporting event until next fall, as a fastball misses down low for ball 2, 2-1 now. Two balls and a strike, 2 away, runner at third. 7-0 game. The pitch, fastball, that one catches the inner edge for a called strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. As Dale gets the sign from Reese, he comes set. Here's the 2-2 pitch on the way. Slider misses well off the plate. Reese having to go to a dive just to keep that one in front of him. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Rodriguez, the runner at third base. Infield for the Doubledays shifted more pull. The 3-2. Bouncing in the dirt for ball 4. And a walk to the top of the order in Robinson. That will bring up Kyle Hetherington. Second walk from Andrew Isdale. Hetherington in this one, he has a base hit and a run scored. Other than that, he is 1 for 3. Ground out to the first baseman Martinez, and then a pop out to the catcher Reese to retire the 4th inning. Rodriguez at third, Robinson over at second. There goes Robinson, pitch taken. Throw it back to third base. Woolley can't put a tag on it. Snaps a throw to third base, and now runners in scoring position here in the 6th inning for the Muckdogs. Roddy, the second baseman, pretty much putting his heels onto the outfield grass, leaving a big hole up the middle as a fly ball out into shallow left center field. Bauman can't get this one, and that's going to bring 2 more in for the Muckdogs. And it is now a 9-0 Batavia lead. Well, a lot of cheer about for this home side crowd as Hazel Martinez sends a quick word over to Isdale before heading back to his position. First pitch sent foul off to the screen. 0-1. Doubledays will most likely have their minds focused on game 2. 9 runs deficit. They'll have to get that with 3 outs left as a fastball misses upstairs for ball 1. 1-1 the count. Isdale looks in, gets his sign. He takes a look over at first. He comes set. And the 1-1 pitch on the way. Breaking ball misses down and out for ball 2, 2-1. Can't give you much of a score update yet around the league as most of these games haven't been started yet. 2-1. Fastball misses upstairs for ball 3, 3-1. Three balls and a strike. Runner takes his lead. Pitch. Inside for ball 4 and another free pass. And Ben Julian will head out to the mound. Actually, he rather will send Steve LaRose out to the mound for a quick little mound meeting from the pitching coach. Well, later on, the lights will be in full effect here inside Dwyer Stadium, and time to bring out a little nugget here. In 1930, in Des Moines versus Wichita, the Aviators, a little indie ball team, became the first team to play a baseball game under a permanent light structure. That was back on May the 2nd, 1930. That was the Des Moines Demons versus the Wichita Aviators. However, if we want to talk about the first game officially played under lights, you got to go back into April of 1930. The Kansas City Monarchs played a game under a more portable light structure. Though that date of April the 28th isn't exactly 100% confirmed yet. But the 2 first games under the light structure was back in 1930. First pitch is on the outer edge for a called strike 1. Well, there weren't a ton of baseball games played under lights up to that point. A couple of looks as the 0-1. Swing and a miss, and Isdale has him in an 0-2 count. Henry Daniels, the hitter. 1 hit, strikeout, and a walk. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners at first and second. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Off the outer edge, taken for ball 1, 1-2. We'll talk a little more about light structures here in Game 2. We'll leave you with one more little note as Wrigley Field, the friendly confines, as foul ball gets sent back to the screen. Wrigley Field didn't get lights in their stadium until 1988, which is actually why the flag system that they have in place is for that reason. You know, games weren't exactly fully always televised on the television. You know, television didn't really become a thing until later on in baseball, so most games were broadcasted on the radio, and if you didn't have a radio station near you or a little radio device, you had to look up to the skies and find the facade of the scoreboard as a line drive right to Riley Brody puts the squeeze to retire the side. 9-0 our score, but anyhow, you had to look up to the sky and see whether a white or blue flag was flying above Wrigley Field. A white flag with a blue W meant it was a Chicago Cubs win, and a blue flag with a white L meant for a Chicago Cubs loss. We now go to the 7th inning. Our score, the Doubledays trailing 9-0.
Leading off for Auburn in the top of the 7th.
And we're back here in the top half of the 7th inning. The Doubledays trailing the Muckdogs 9-0. They got a lot of work to do as Harrison Campy will lead things off. He is 0 for 2 in this one so far, as Ty Woods has just been incredible on the mound so far, pitching as advertised. First pitch is in the dirt, gets away from the catcher. Ball, no strikes. Well, we were talking a little bit about the first game under a light structure in baseball history. That was back in 1930. Let's go into 1935 now. On May the 24th, it was the first Major League Baseball stadium to have lights, which I don't know if anybody can guess it at home. The stadium doesn't exist anymore. And, well, time's up. We'll give you the answer here. It is at Crosley Field in Cincinnati. It was their first stadium, as the Reds beat the Phillies 2-1 under the first night game in Major League Baseball history. At 8:30 p.m., President Franklin Delano Roosevelt threw out a ceremonial first pitch at the, or rather a ceremonial first switch at the White House, turning on the lights from Washington, D.C., which turned on in Cincinnati. As, well, that does it for Ty Woods. He walks off the mound here in the 7th inning, getting a standing ovation from the home crowd, as Ben Julian and his buddy, the manager Joey Martinez, have a little bit of a chuckle in the third base coach's box. And we'll tell you a little more about the left-hander when we come back here on the Doubleday Sports Network.
Fans, your attention please now. Pitching for Batavia, number 15, Trace Florio. Florio now on the mound for your Batavia Muckdogs.
And new pitcher to tell you about. It is the left-hander for Batavia, Trace Florio. Left-hander out of Lafayette College. His first game was back on June the 6th in a 1-3 loss versus Niagara. Went 1 inning, and that was pretty much it. Nothing else to talk about on that end as Harrison Campy steps back in, inheriting a 1-0 count is Florio, as the first pitch is downstairs for ball 2-0, and not exactly sure why Ty Woods got the hook after throwing 1 pitch in the 7th inning. Hopefully have more on that a little later on, as the 2-0 is swung and fouled down the right first base side into the netting. 2 balls and a strike. See what the Doubledays can do here on offense with a new pitcher to face. See if that might change the tide. See how many runs you can score in an inning. As a ground ball sent to third. Up with the ball is our Curry. The throw over to first base is in time, and Campy's retired. 5-3 on the putout, 1 away, and that'll bring up Tommy Roldan. Well, Batavia 2 outs away from taking game 1 of the doubleheader tonight in a what we're going to call a little mini 4-game series. As the first pitch is a fastball that misses upstairs to Roldan. Ground out and a strikeout for Tommy. Looking to get himself back on track here today. Here's the 0-1 to the Virginia commit. That fastball, that one catches the outer edge. Didn't look like it from up here. But the only person that matters is James Rackley. Calls it strike 1, 1-1. Pitch. Swing and a miss. A disappearing slider falls right off the table off Roldan's bat. And he's down in a 1-2 hole. Ball, 2 strikes, 1 away. Roldan digs himself into the box. Takes a look at the lefty-lefty matchup. The 1-2. Swing, line drive, and that's a base hit into right field. Can't keep that man off the base pass for much longer. And Tommy Roldan squeaks in a second hit of the ball game for the Doubledays, and that will bring up Hazel Martinez. Martinez 0 for 2 in this one. A pop out to the third baseman his first at bat, and then a ground out to the second baseman in his second at bat. Couple of hits yesterday's ball game in Newark as the first pitch misses downstairs for ball 1, 1-0. As we mentioned, game 2 will start pretty much right after game 1, about a 30-minute break in between. A swing and a miss by Martinez, and the count evens up at 1 apiece. A little bit of a different scenery here inside Dwyer Stadium compared to yesterday out in Newark. A little bit more people on hand for tonight's game as a ground ball, diving stop over at third by R. Curry. The throw to first base. Is able to recover and get Martinez out at first base. A nice little play by the Batavia third baseman. And just like that, the Doubledays are down to their final out. Two-way, Christian Bauman now up. 0 for 2, a couple of flyouts so far today. Looking to get on track again. Takes a look over at second and Roldan. The first pitch is a fastball that catches the heart of the plate for strike 1. Taking a look in. Now it's second. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Disappearing slider off the bat. Bauman shaking his head. Digs himself back in. Batavia 1 strike away from ending their first game of this doubleheader. Florio looks in. He comes set. Bauman's ready. The 0-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a foul ball. Bauman staying alive as the baseball heads into the parking lot behind us. Quick little 30-minute break, and then these two teams will go right back at it for game 2. So we'll end the live stream early and then check back in about 20 minutes or so. We'll have it up ready to go. The pitch. Ground ball over to second base, and Sims has got it. Sets his feet, sends a flip over, and that is game 1. The Doubledays drop a tough one on the road. Game 2 will be right back after this as We'll take a quick break and then we'll tell you the totals here as Muckdogs take game 1 9-0.
Fans, that is the end of our first game of tonight's doubleheader with the final score. Your Batavia Muckdogs 9 and the Auburn Doubledays no score. Line score for tonight's game. For Batavia, 9 runs on 11 hits. They had no errors. For Auburn, no runs on 2 hits. They had 2 errors. The winning pitcher in tonight's game is Batavia's Tyrone Woods, and the losing pitcher Auburn's Jack Conley. Time of the first game, 1 hour and 50 minutes. Stick around for tonight's game 2 as we will phase into Batavia Blue Devils night. Right now, it's my guess that game 2 will start in approximately 30
And we're back here on the Doubledays Sports Network as the Doubledays drop game 1 by a final score of 9-0. Batavia scored 9 runs on 11 hits, gave up no errors on defense. The Doubledays, no runs on 2 hits, gave up 2 errors in the loss. Jack Conley, 1-1 on the summer, takes his first loss of the season. Ty Woods, he gets his first win of the season at 1-0. For the Doubledays on offense, it was a slow one. Only a couple of hits, one by Christian Malillo and one by Tommy Roldan. And that was really the only offense as both ball clubs make their way back to their clubhouses. We'll have a quick 30-minute break, as well as we'll have a quick one up here as well. The Doubledays look to fight back and see if they can split this doubleheader at 1-1 as the Muckdogs looking to take a game sweep here at home. We'll be right back here on the Doubledays Sports Network. Auburn and Batavia back after this.